Before you start calling me a sack of dragon dung in the comments section, I want you to know that I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I've read all the books, I joined a Slytherin Quidditch team for the release of the last book, I've been to the Wizarding World, and I've taken all the Pottermore quizzes. Harry Potter has some beautiful messages about friendship, compassion, love, facing your fears, and overcoming loss. That's why I dedicated the very first episode of the PSYCH Show to Harry Potter. But being able to celebrate the best parts of a story and calling out its weaker elements is how media criticism works. Here's an example. Star Trek is an optimistic story about humanity that also happens to feature a lot of sexism. Lord of the Rings is a cinematic masterpiece, but every good guy is white, and all the people of color just happen to be villains. So what's wrong with Harry Potter? The Houses of Hogwarts. The way students are sorted into houses is horrible, and it sends a bad message to everyone reading the stories and watching the films. Let's start with the sorting hat. I'm actually cool with the idea that a sentient hat can use legitimacy to read your mind. It fits in with the magical psychology of the Wizarding World, how thoughts can be manipulated through the mind control Imperius curse, and the way memories can be extracted and stored in a pensieve. My issue is with how the sorting hat is used. It understands your personality, talents, and wishes and matches them against the qualities of the Houses of Hogwarts. The issue here is your brain, values, and personality continue developing into your 20s, and there's some evidence that your personality continues to change at specific times later in life. We have no way of knowing if someone's going to spend the rest of their life being brave like a Gryffindor, loyal like a Hufflepuff, wise like a Ravenclaw, or cunning like a Slytherin when they're just a preteen. When I was that young, I was quiet and loyal, so the sorting hat would have placed me in Hufflepuff. But in my 20s, I became confident and took a lot of risks, making me a Gryffindor. Now, I'm ambitious when it comes to the world of media, so I guess that makes me a Slytherin. This ceremony also sends a dangerous message to students. Who you are is fixed. But in reality, when you believe your abilities can grow and you're in a supportive environment, you can actually change who you are. This is called a growth mindset. But the message at Hogwarts is this is who you are, this is who you will be, and we're gonna stick you with a bunch of other people who are just like you. A kid who struggles with reading, gets rejected from Ravenclaw, and is sorted into Gryffindor might begin to believe that they'll never be a good student and they should pursue a physically intensive career path, maybe like taking care of magical creatures. The sorting ceremony also becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. From Milgram's obedience experiment to the Stanford prison study, there's a long line of psychological research that says situations are powerful and we take on the qualities that are expected of us. Slytherins will become more cunning because that's what Slytherins are supposed to be. Gryffindors will take on more risk because that's part of Gryffindor history and it's what's reinforced in that house. That's probably why Neville Longbottom transformed from a timid first-year Gryffindor into a brave leader of Dumbledore's army in the Deathly Hallows. Keeping students segregated by house also reduces creativity. We know teams are most creative when people with different backgrounds come together in a place where it's okay to disagree. Grouping students into different houses based upon their qualities and strengths and encouraging them to stay segregated during classes, meals, and off hours increases the chances that these students will think the same way, suggest the same solutions, and struggle to understand the perspectives of people who are different than themselves. It also makes them vulnerable to groupthink, a dangerous type of conformity that leads teams to make bad decisions. When you look at these stories again, 20 years after the release of the first book, the Hogwarts houses just seem to reflect the worst of our society. How we all live in these online and offline bubbles where we only interact with people who are just like us. There's a simple way to fix this. Use the sorting hat, have 4 houses, but have the hat make sure each house has a mixture of students that represent all the qualities that make for a successful team. That way every student can grow their talents, develop creative solutions to the problems they face, and be a whole lot less nasty to each other. But I recognize that that might make for a bit more of a dull book. Special thanks to Nick Douglas at Lifehacker, who asked to interview me on this topic and ended up inspiring this video. What do you love about Harry Potter and what bugs you about the series? Let me know in the comments below.